What's up, YouTube? It's Birch here. I was like going from one thing to another thing and ADHD and all right, hi, how are y'all doing? Um, oh man, y'all ever like like how you'll have a cake and you just kind of like you can have one bite of this cake and like make this cake last because like think about like what is it like to be a glutton or has it been long enough? A glutton or just a fat piece of shit, like to where you just when you eat something, it tastes good, and that thing in your brain that's like it's good, but the flavor's the same. But that thing in your brain says, "I need more of that. Yeah, give me that again." So you take another bite of cake, or like get another thing of chips out of the bag. You just keep going, and like the flavor never changes. It's the same. It's the same damn flavor over and over again. But for some reason, your brain just keeps telling you, I need that again. Like, if you got punched in the face, your brain wouldn't say, I need that again. I need, give me some more of that. But, like, something about, like, if it tastes good and it's food, and it's, like, really good and sweet and sugar-based, I think sugar is, sugar is addicting, so it's all operating on dopamine. But it's just so weird how, like, you can just be addicted to food to the point that, like, you can't buy things like ice cream or cake because you, at least if you are aware of your shit discipline, you know that you'll eat a whole cake in one sitting or you'll eat a whole tub of ice cream in one sitting. And I mean, I'm not talking from the outside in. Like, I'm definitely in the circle. Like, I only buy small things of ice cream because usually I'm buying the thing to eat all of it. But I guess I could also just circle back around and say, when your cutting calorie range is like 2,500 calories to 3,000 calories, depending on where I'm at in something, I guess I have room to like fit 500 calories from a pint of ice cream. So I don't know. I'm a little different on that, but still, like the thing, it's just weird to me how like people are like that. That we just like we taste something good and we just have to eat it until it's gone. Versus we could just have a bite of it. The flavor's there. Like it's there. You got the good dopamine hit from it. You could put it away and you could have a bite of it every day. And it would be just as good tomorrow. And you could prolong how good this treat is that you have for multiple days. But instead, because of our privileged American lifestyles, we just freaking clean it. We just clean house, eat all of it. I don't know. I'm ranting at this point. It's a weird one. All right, back on topic. Weeks 4 through 6. I guess to recap weeks 1 through 3 real quick. They were pretty mid. Looking back now, it was all Anavar. There was no TRT. I don't know how to describe TRT really. It's like, um, we'll get to that in a second. But the first 3 weeks were entirely Anavar. And even then, I don't know how to like describe it. Like you just feel like you can keep going. And like I know that it's even a lightweight one, so I don't know what it's like on other stuff. But I just noticed that like I would do something and then I could just go do something else. And like it's almost like Adderall. Like you just have this acuity thing in your brain that just like or acuity. I don't do. I'm saying words I don't even know right now. I know them, but like I don't know the textbook definition of it. You're just a lot more sharp. It's a lot more easy to do things that you need to do, and that was actually a pretty cool aspect of it. But outside of the Anavar, I definitely wasn't feeling any of the TRT really. I might have felt it a little bit in week 3. Now week 4, that was me going to. I was in North Carolina. Got up there for that. I would like to quickly note I was supposed to be cutting this whole time, but I was main gaining, and maybe even bulking a little bit, because like I'm at 280 right now. I got up to 290 towards the end of this thing, and right now I'm 280. That being said, I don't know if I've thrown the pictures up yet. I'll show the clip that I showed at the end of week 3 next to a clip from the end of week 6, halfway through the end of weeks, or like week 6.5. Basically, we went backpacking at the end of week 6. Not planned, it just happened to line up that way. So I waited till after we went backpacking to come back and then take my after pics, because when you're backpacking, at least if you're doing a hard trail, it zaps you. So like any water weight, all that, it's going right out your body. So if you want to look lean quick, you just go backpacking with a 20-pound backpack on your body and straight up a mountain. I mean, you're only gonna go far. 2 miles, honestly. 2 miles. If you're not an active person, I mean like a super in shape person who does sprinting and stuff and just running, 2 mile backpacking uphill is brutal. And it doesn't sound brutal. Like I can go walk 10 miles right now, like nothing. But backpacking 2 miles up a hill with a backpack that weighs about 20 pounds is horrible. Is one of the is very challenging. It takes like you kind of have to shut off all reasoning in your brain for what you're doing, and you just kind of go into this meditation mode of just focusing on your next step, and it's kind of relaxing. You come back and you're a lot more. You're like, damn, we got it good. Like when you're that tired, and you literally just go into survival mode, like you realize how easy we have it. So that's why I like doing that stuff, though. Regardless, came back, did the after pictures. From there, honestly, I've been cruising ever since. But like, let's kind of talk about each week. Week 4 was pretty good. I think that was a pretty standard week. I was tail into my hip injury on that one, so I'm pretty much fully good at this point. Honestly, I think it was low back issues, because like I don't think I've ever really had hip issues. Like I'm fairly flexible. I just think with how big I am and how fat I am right now, not that I'm like fat, but I'm definitely carrying around extra weight. I think my low back is just in with how much I sit and don't walk around. At least I was for a while. Like I was pretty stationary. So I think all that just compounded, and it probably did something wrong on something out there on the gym, and it got me. My low back done got kinked, and that was that. That's all she wrote. But week 4, I actually have some lunge stuff. I think the only thing I recorded was leg day, the 4th of week 4. So I'll throw that in, because I got some of that. So I'll throw some clips in right about now and leave those in for the remainder of week 3. But the rest of week 4, I say week 3, I mean week 4. But the rest of week 4 was good. After I did that leg day, which just consisted of me basically doing lunges and then like one arm Romanian deadlifts with a kettlebell, which I think might have helped my back, because when I woke up the next day, I was really sore. Basically, by the time I was doing push day, I felt a lot better. I was just sore, but I wasn't in like an acute pain anymore. So basically my sciatica, or that QL muscle, or whatever nerve muscles you got right there, weren't inflamed anymore. So that was cool. And then pull day was pretty good. I could definitely feel the testosterone coming in week 4. It's just it was the first time in my life I ever actually had a roid rage moment, where like I was actually genuinely upset at something that was happening. And it wasn't like anyone in my family or anything like that, but like I witnessed some stupid shit happening in society. Like I was there, not like politics online or anything, but I saw someone doing something, and it did frustrate me enough to where like if I was any less of someone who thinks about things, I could have just walked up to them and very easily voiced my disconcern with them, and it would have been like, why the fuck are you doing this right now? Just literally go do anything else. Like, forget it and go on with your life. But basically, it's just like you have these things where like you're a lot more. Like, I understand crazy people now. Like where you get so emotional, like you're just so into something that like when someone says something, you just have to go comment on it. So I don't know. Yeah, but I can feel the testosterone coming in. I just you feel more alive. Does that make like when you see those Claritin commercials, and it's like those old ones at least. I don't watch TV nowadays, so I don't know what commercials look like nowadays. I've heard that they're very interracial, which is cool. That's very PC. But basically the old Claritin commercial, grayscale screen, and people just mosily looking around like just going through their day like the gray man, just like, oh. And then suddenly they take a Claritin, and it's like you just did like LSD or something for the first time. They get all these nice colors around them, and they're all happy and joyful. Like, honestly, that's kind of what just like getting on testosterone is like if you had low testosterone. If you have good levels of testosterone and you're like sitting around 700-800, obviously going on testosterone, unless you're going on an insane dosage, you probably wouldn't notice anything. And that's I'll touch on more of that in a second. I'm going to talk about the rest of these weeks. But like basically like it's just the clarity of life goes up. You start getting morning wood again, which I thought that was just a thing that disappeared. It turns out no, that's something that anyone with high testosterone just get. You just wake up in the morning and your friend's like, "Hello, good morning, Papa," and you're just like, "Oh, hello, little buddy, good to see you. How was your night? Did you get any good sleep?" And you're just like, it's just there. So that's cool. A lot of random just like that. He likes talking to you a lot more throughout the day. Um, Sex drive definitely goes up, which for someone like me who's mostly celibate and like I abstain from all self pleasure. If y'all get what I'm drifting at, as much as possible. It's a very rare thing for me to indulge in. Try to just keep it for in person. So for me to like be like that and go for days at a time, it's it's rough. It is very challenging and very motivating in getting out there and talking to more people though. Like as someone that's like I refuse to do it myself, so it's very encouraging to get out there and like talk to people. So I've noticed I just naturally will talk to people. It's not like I'm just talking to girls. Like it just makes me seek people more. I'm not gay either. Not that gay is bad. That's like the new straight. If you're gay, you're like that's not the new straight. Like you got to be like. I'm gonna stop going into that before I say something I shouldn't. Yeah, no, you just it makes you feel more human. And like obviously, like I said, I'm talking about this from someone who doesn't have high T. Um, but yeah, no, week 4 was good. Week 4 was good. I started feeling it. Week 5, same thing. Like it was really good. That's the week right before we went to family Christmas stuff. Yeah, that was also a solid week of every single workout was like on point. I literally like it's weird to think about because like now when I look back on like what I was doing for so long, I was just like I was so stagnant and like everything that I was doing was just so bleh. Like just no energy at all, like no motivation to do anything. Like you could I don't know, I could know what I need to do to be successful, and I do know. Like I have so many options from like glory or what's the thing? Like I just have so many like at least if you want to make money, like I have routes of for money legally. Illegally too. Yeah, I could hustle. I could hustle. I'd be a good hustler too. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I would be too good at that. I just it's 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 almost sad. I from literally the time I was 18 until 23, I was like smoking daily, and there were like moments. There was like 1 or 2 weeks where like I had stopped smoking, but like I was basically smoking, and that's all I was doing. Um, and then I would drink on the weekends with my buddies, but it was just like, and that could play into it too. I mean, when you're smoking, you're just kind of like a plant. I think Theo Vaughn has a good clip where he's like, when you're smoking weed and you're a stoner, you're just kind of like a plant. You turn into the thing you're smoking. Like you just all you care about is water. you just like you just yeah, you're out there, man. You just like you know it's but like that was literally 5 years of my life, and it was funny because like I have a friend. I do one of my one of the things I like doing is trading the foreign exchange markets and some of the indices, some of that stuff. But I have a friend, a really good friend, my buddy Peyton. He has been taking this seriously for 5 years, and I was just kind of going through the flow. Like I had no motivation to do this with him. I'm like, now he's doing fantastic in it. And it's like, yeah, man, you did good. I was just doing what I needed to survive and pay bills and basically do the bare minimum to survive. And by doing the bare minimum, I just wasn't investing any of the time into that stuff that I wanted to do. And I like it. I enjoy it when I do it, but like it's getting to like it's the doing it part. Like I would just procrastinate so bad. And it all came back to just like ever since I got on the testosterone, and this is where I'm getting into, like week 5, I don't get that anymore. Like I just wake up. All right, and it's weird because I'm still adjusting. Like I'm still like within that 5 year period, I wasn't doing anything. So like I literally like metabolically, I bet my age was like 35 a few months ago. Like right now, it depends on how I sleep at night. Like if I get really shitty sleep, I bet I wake up and I'm metabolically a 30-year-old. And if I get really good sleep, I'm metabolically probably a 25-year-old, and I'm 24. So like I'm doing pretty good. Like I feel so much better than I have in so long. Um, but it's just, I mean, it's all work. You got to work, but basically, it had made it so much easier to work now. And week 5, that's really all I can say is like I was just waking up and just taking care of what I needed to take care of, and then like the rest of the day, I'm just kind of chilling. And like I don't get crazy thoughts or do anything like that. I also noticed that like I don't binge out as much on stuff. Like I noticed that like if I'm sitting on my phone more than like 10 minutes, I I'm a lot more easy. Like the second I'm like I've been on my phone for 10 minutes, I just like naturally put my phone down. And obviously like this all takes a level of just natural social awareness. Like I'm not saying just because you get on testosterone you're gonna naturally just inherit all these habits. I have a lot of these habits. It's just that I didn't have the desire to do it. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's like the chemical that like testosterone in men is what makes you drive to do shit. If you don't have testosterone, you just bleh. You just bleh. You're a puddle of mush. You're a goblin. Goblin mode. You're just living goblin mode 24/7. Um and when you get testosterone, it's like this magical chemical that just makes you like it gives you the drive to want to go and do stuff with your life. And it's awesome. That's the best way I can describe it. It's awesome. Um and like that's pretty much where I'm at now. Like week 5, week 6, I was like just really the only thing I can say is like the pumps were fantastic. And my desire to do stuff throughout the day was just good. Like I just felt like a functioning human in society for the first time in a long time. Not that I didn't before, but like before it felt like I was dragging ass to my gravestone. Versus now I kind of feel like I'm enjoying it. So it's kind of cool. It's enough that unless I get to a point where I want to start experimenting with going back to my natural, or letting my body make testosterone, I don't really see a reason to come off. Because especially with me, I've treated myself like shit. Like I've been extremely lazy. I've smoked so much weed that I know that's gotta have messed up some brain development at some level. There's just so much shit I haven't done properly in my early development that I don't know if I'll ever be able to get off testosterone and have a healthy production of it to make me feel like I feel now. And that's my biggest thing on it. So like there's a chance I'll just the rest of my life be on testosterone. And the only thing, like, obviously I'm throwing in HCG with my dosage here in the next few weeks. I want to get everything out of the way, get squared away. I have a few things I'm doing. But then I'm going to start getting HCG bottles and doing dosage with that so I can keep the boys, the puppies, in shape and nice and juicy and firm. But, I mean, there's just a thing that, like, when it gets, like, if I ever want kids, I might just have to tackle with the realization that that might not happen the way I want it to happen. But, I mean, obviously, I'm a Christian, so, like, my views on all that are pretty, I don't have a lot of views on them. I just trust that dude up there, and, you know, I know that he'll take care of me however he sees fit. So I don't think about it too much, but I'm aware, to get back to that social awareness, I'm aware that these are things that I'm going to have to deal with in the future, and I'm willing to sacrifice that. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice the idea of kids from my own nut so that I can live a life worth living. Because I really don't think I'd want to drag ass to my gravestone the rest of my life and bring kids into a world where I feel like dog shit. So, yeah, that's kind of my take on that. But, like, weeks 5 and 6, just good pumps in the gym. Felt fantastic. Feel like a man. Now I've been coasting for a minute. I just feel good, dude. I feel really good. I'm doing so much shit too. Like, I'm working. I actually have like 2 jobs. It's 2 jobs in one. It's the same job, but like I do 2 different tasks within that job. I'm either doing IT or I'm pulling data cable. So like, I never thought I'd want to pull data cable again, but like, ever since I got on the TRT, I like working now. I like working with my hands some days. I don't want to sit behind a desk all the time. So I started helping them pull some cable if they need help. My cord got tangled. So I started helping that. Also recording these videos, working out. I do the trading in the morning. So like, I have a few different tasks I tackle throughout the day. And if I don't stay on top of it, things can stack up quick, or you miss trades, you don't hit people back up routinely like you should, or, you know, like follow through call, stuff like that. If you're helping someone fix something, you know, like it's a lot to take on, and it's not something I could have done a few months ago before I got on everything. Now that I'm on, I mean, everything, and right now I'm just coasting on TRT, but it's like what I got going on right now, I can comfortably handle everything, and I feel good, and I can come home and I can finish everything, and I can like relax for a few minutes before bed and go to sleep, wake up, and I can do it again, and I feel good. I don't feel drained. I just feel good. Obviously, it all comes down to sleep, like I said. Like, that drastically affects how I feel in the morning. But regardless of how I feel, I don't drink caffeine. So if I wake up and I feel like shit, I'll just drink a cup of coffee and I'm good to go. It's just cool. I don't really know how much else to say. Like, there's not too much to cover on for this. Like, it's not like I'm getting crazy stuff. Really, after this video, I'm gonna start doing the cutting season. So I'm actually about to start the official cut season. So that's gonna be, like I said, I'll cover all that in week 1 cut, which will come out probably the same day as this video. But that's gonna basically be me going back to 2,600 calories because I was eating out of that for a minute. So if I go back to 2,600 calories right now, I should lose about 3 pounds a week. And then I'll just stick to, like I said, I'll stick to 2,600 calories for a few weeks. The second that I don't lose at least a pound of fat a week, and really it's like a pound and a half for me. Like I want to be, with how big I am, I should be losing 2 to 3 pounds a week if I'm in a good deficit. And I'm just going to basically do that. So second I don't lose at least a pound and a half in a week, I just cut out another 100 to 200 calories, and then I see what's going on with that. Honestly, and here's how I gauge if I cut too much. If I lose more than 3 pounds in a week, I'll usually add in another 100 calories for the next week, and I'll see what happens. Usually, if I do that in the past, I would lose still about 2 pounds. I would lose 2 to 3 pounds still, and that's good. But I don't like losing more than 3 pounds a week because that's I don't know. I like the 3 pound mark. That's a good measurement. It feels steady. You're not depriving your body of too much food. I feel like when you go over 3 pounds, you're cutting out shit that you could probably be using elsewhere. Like, you can cut your calories low, but when you cut your calories low, you lose motivation to work out. You lose just motivation in general, really. Like, basic things in your life are more challenging. So, obviously, as someone who had many challenges throughout the last few years, it's not too bad for me. I could probably handle it. But I like to feel good enough to get a nice ass workout in. I want to feel good when I'm working out. So I want to cut as little amount of calories as I need to still get that 3 pound a week mark, and I'm happy with that. Like I said, like if you cut too much, it messes with your hormones, man. You don't want to do that. This is a fine-tuned machine. Not myself, I'm just saying the body itself is a fine-tuned machine, and you want to keep it fine-tuned. If you don't want to go messing stuff up, you don't want to do 1,000 calories one day, 3,000 calories the next day. Like, you want to keep it as easy and consistent as possible, and do slow, gradual tapering off of stuff. Oh man, allergy season. But really, that's all I got on that. I'll cover all that in the next video. But I don't really have anything else to add in. If I do, I'll throw it in at the end. But that's really all I got, boys. So, and gals. I'll leave you on that. That's it. Yeah, that's all I got. Peace.